Welcome to Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel. This is the June 2020 channel update video. So we're not quite done with firewood just yet, but for sure by the July video we will be, though. We're nearing the end, but we didn't quite wrap it up just yet. And then before I go any further, I'd like to say happy Father's Day to all the dads that watch this. You know, because tomorrow is Father's Day, so now with motorsports, all I can say as far as the motorsports end of the channel is that I'll do the best I can to get you guys some content there. Because with the coronavirus and some of the different guidelines that were put out there, and you know, a lot of the events that I was looking at, you know, earlier in the year have since gotten canceled. So with I just saw something earlier today that, you know, there might be a poll tomorrow that I can, you know, where I might even be able to go in there and record the different classes for you guys, and you know, it's, you know, and then that'll all be, you know, older farm type tractors, which, you know, I know there are certainly some that like watching those. And you know, and then I saw something else where sometime, you know, the end of June here, where there might be one with the, you know, more modified type tractors and trucks. But the only thing there is that it'd be nice if I could find out if they allow spectators at that one or not. 'Cause, you know, I hate to drive down just to, you know, find out that, you know, just to find out that would, you know, only be those that are pulling that could be there. And now you can't just, you know, go up and watch. You know, because there are still some social gathering restrictions in place, and things like that. You know, government officials have seen this social gathering, you know, even though it's a, you know, pretty much a select audience that goes to things like that. But yeah, otherwise, early part of July, I know there's, you know, I saw one where, you know, that I could make a day trip out of, even though I'd have to cross the state boundaries in order to get to it, because that's what a lot of it seems to be coming down to so far, is that we have to, you know, is that we pretty much have to cross state boundaries in order to get to any sort of event related to motorsports, just because, you know, so many of the things in Minnesota have gotten canceled, like I said earlier, because of coronavirus and different guidelines attached with that. So, but again, I'll certainly do the best I can to get you guys some motorsports content. Those of you that have been looking for that and not seeing it yet. And I will do the best I can to try and get some motorsports videos out there. But now with farming, it was 2 evenings ago now where Mother Nature put 1.32 inches in our rain gauge, which that was the first rainfall in, I'd say, a good couple of weeks. And you can tell what difference that made just looking at this cornfield here. You don't see anything curled up too bad or anything like that. I mean, this here is probably as close to being curled up as it gets now, whereas before that storm came, it was a pretty widespread thing where corn plants were starting to, the different leaves here were starting to all, curl up, like, maybe not quite that extreme, but you could tell that they were, that the crops were stressed from, not having rain for a while. But yeah, so far this corn actually looks good, because there's a saying, knee high by the 4th of July, and this year is certainly higher than my knees are right here. So in fact, even the base of this, even the main part of this plant here, up to where my fingers are now, is higher than my knee. And so it appears that part of the plant, across this field here, overall is knee high or better even at that point. So yeah, that's certainly a good sign. We haven't reached the 4th of July and that the corn is already as tall as it is. And yeah, soybeans I didn't really notice the stress quite as much, but as I did with the corn, and same way with the wheat, I didn't really see it so much. But and the wheat actually appears to be heading out, which to me seems unusual for June in this area. Yeah, it's seems to be starting to head out, and not very much height to it, so which the height might have something to do with the rain too. I'm not sure. Because we do fertilize wheat crops whenever we put them on corn ground, especially. Because the corn trash doesn't really, provide much, if anything, as far as nutrients. But yeah, I am getting close to wrapping up the first crop of hay, and then where you saw me walking earlier, I may even be able to get the second crop done this upcoming week now. Or not, or maybe right before the calendar says July, basically, is, I might be able to get that done. And then, yeah, right there is one of the fields I seeded last year with that seeder. And then, that's pretty much all there is for first crop yet is to cut is, that and the field that borders the one that I was walking in earlier in the video. And, yeah, I still have to get the disc line home yet, and make sure that happens in the next day or two, and we can get that back up and running. We're basically back to square one with this trailer here. It's limping right now, but only on the opposite side of where it was before. So now I'll have to spend $150 or $200 on a tire again. Make sure that's up and running. And then the 8640 4-wheel drive is back home. I don't know yeah, I guess you can see it over there a little bit. And here is a real pain in the rear end that we've been dealing with here. My dad's been the primary one working on this, but I've helped with it too. But like right in here, for some reason those bolts, those 3 bolts, rusted in there so bad when they snapped, and now we're having a hell of a time getting the rest of the bolt out so that we could thread new ones in there and get that like it is. And you're hearing one of my cattle there, and I saw one earlier today that was bolting pretty bad, and my dad and I got her into this what we call the holding area, and he managed to poke the air out of it. So hopefully that's all it takes, and then she'll quit that moaning crap that you hear now and be back to normal. But yeah, the reason that got this big gate here is because after we did that, we tried to get her back into that pen where they all belong now, and where she belongs for that matter. And then instead of going back there, she managed to break one of the boards off and crawl underneath the other ones, and into this pen where they were before, that we only use when we first get them started on feed. So now we gotta replace that board that she broke off before it's a fully serviceable here holding area. And yeah, that last baling video that you guys saw, there's some of the bales from there. I guess started bringing those back home. Yeah, most of the bales I made there will come to the home place here to start with, if not all of them. And then the round baler, what I was getting at with, I think it was when the disc mower rescued this disc line where I mentioned this, but this chain down here snapped, and then it was just kind of hanging there broken. I was trying to get some roadside grass bale up when it happened, and then we also found that the idler sprocket that helps hold it tight is missing one of the whatever you call them, the points. I don't know. I'm not sure what the real name is on that. One of those broke off, so it's not necessarily a complete sprocket right now, but I was able to finish baling up the roadside grass that I had cut down when it happened, along with all the rescued hay that you saw in the last 4 haying videos I made. And I may well call it the rescue hay, just because, you know, because of the disc line having a breakdown towards not safe, you know, continuing to use it. And like I said, I will be getting that disc line home pretty soon, and you know, we can start addressing that problem and get that up and running again. Get as much hay cut with it as we can for the rest of the season. Yeah, it would have been the first year that I had that disc line that, you know, where we had to deal with the gearbox like that, but you know, my dad and I took it off the machine, and then the dealership that I bought it from fixed it at no charge, you know, being I had just gotten it from him. Whereas this time he'll be my bill in order to get it fixed, which, you know, hopefully it isn't too terribly much money. You know, that I'll have to pay in order to get that fixed up like it's supposed to be. But yeah, that's really all I know of right now. As far as the, you know, both the motorsports aspect in particular, as well as the farming aspect in particular of the channel, you know, the actual content, but So with that, I thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Having me bring you up to speed with what all is going on as far as the channel goes. And if there's any sort of development that I didn't mention, then you'll either be in one of the upcoming videos or perhaps in the July channel update video when I do that one. So with that, I thank you guys for watching my videos. I certainly appreciate that. Be sure to click on the like button, and if you haven't already, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And once you're subscribed, then be sure to click on the bell. Then you'll get notified when a new video gets posted to the channel. Be sure to follow Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel on Facebook as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you later.